Hey, welcome to another mini training. My name is 𝗬𝗀𝘂𝗍𝗍 and I'm a spiritual business coach. I'm here to help online coaches become six-figure new earth leaders using spiritually infused mindset, marketing, and sales strategy. Now I'm so happy you're here because every single Thursday I drop a free mini training just for you to help you up-level your coaching business. What I teach here in these mini trainings is straight from inside my VIP vault. You're getting much of the same knowledge that my clients get. So with that being said, you should hit subscribe if you haven't yet so that you never miss a beat. Now that you've done that, let's talk about what I am going to be training you on today. Today, I'm going to be going over how to up-level your back-end business and streamline your 7 key systems. Get ready because today's mini training is going to dramatically help you get organized and be in that divine masculine so that you can focus on what you do best, and that is being an amazing coach. Now, before we get into the real juicy bits of today's mini training, I think it's really important to talk about why back-end organization is crucial in your business. And that is because when you are up-leveling in your business, especially as you are making your way to your first 6 figures, if things aren't organized in the back end, it is going to create a wild mess for you. And think about it as really keeping your mind organized, right? I always like to give this analogy. Let's say when you have a really messy room, it's always a reflection of your inner world. Notice that whenever your space is messy, it means inside of your brain is messy. We don't want your business to be messy. We want it to be organized so that you can really scale this business to where you want to go. I'm talking about 6 figures and beyond. So organization is key. And you know I'm all about the feminine, masculine balance in your business. So today is really going to focus on some more of those masculine qualities, adding in some key organization strategy into your business. Now, the second part that I want to cover before diving in is the 7 key systems in your business. What are those? Well, I'm going to go through them in a second here, but these 7 key systems are what they sound like. They are the 7 key parts of your business, the different components that you need to keep in mind as a business owner, especially as an online coach. Okay, so you got a little back-end info. Let's dive in. Now, the way that I'm going to be taking you through this mini training is I'm going to be going through each of these 7 key systems. In case you don't know what they are, that's okay. You're about to know. And I'm going to be suggesting what I do on the back end to keep it organized. Now, keep in mind, the best coaches coach from their experience and their zone of genius. So that's where I will be coaching you from on today's mini training. Now, anything that I suggest is a suggestion. I have other coaches and colleagues that use different systems, but I'm going to share with you what I use and with the hopes that it will inspire you to, at least the bare minimum, get more organized. Now, I find that the back-end tools that I'm going to share with you have been incredibly powerful in helping me get to where I am. So let's talk about what these 7 systems in your business are. In no particular order, the first system is your daily tasks. Now, this is obviously super important because it's what you're doing every single day to move the needle in your business. And if you don't have a way to get your daily tasks organized, you're going to be waking up, sitting down to work and like, oh, I don't know what I should be doing today. We don't want that. We want clear, focused, intentional energy. Funny enough, the system that I use here for back-end organization is just simple notes app on my phone and on my computer. What I do is I actually create a get to-do list the day before the next work day. And on this get to-do list, I know to include no more than like 5 get to-dos, otherwise it will bombard you and then you won't get anything actually done. But I sit there and I write them down and I prioritize them based on the order in which I will get them done. Boom. That's super easy for me. Some other suggestions and tools that I've seen other people use are apps like Notion to help them get organized. Asana is also another one to check out. and also just the calendar app on your MacBook or whatever that you use. Yes, I'm looking at notes during these mini trainings. So funny enough, it's so simple, but by you creating a get to-do list on your notes section and keeping this a running list, you're already clearing up energy and mental space so that you can actually show up stronger in your business. The second system in your business are your leads. Yes, you need to keep track of who's coming in, who's interested in what offer, who you're having DM conversations with. How do you do this? Well, my recommendation is quite simple again, Google Sheets. Create a lead tracker on Google Sheets, and you can actually categorize your leads based on what they're interested in, the last time that you contacted them. Right now, I actually give you these tools when we work together. I have all of these systems and back-end organizational tools that I'm sharing with you that I share with my clients. But what I can suggest now is creating your own sheet to just get organized. So the main things you want to include, definitely your potential lead's name, the last date that you got in touch with them, if you have obviously their Instagram handle, their email if that's possible, right? And these leads are coming in from different places, either your DMs, your sales funnel, but it's very important to keep track of them, especially once you go into launch mode. The third key system in your business is your launch calendar. So knowing exactly when you're going to launch and what you're going to launch is super crucial. And what I suggest here is, again, Google Sheets. What I actually have done to get organized on this part of my back end is create a calendar on Google Sheets. I just found a calendar template, and then I mapped out my entire year like a year ago. I've already mapped out all of 2021 at the end of 2020, and then I will map out all of 2022 at the end of 2021. And just by inputting it there and getting super clear and zooming out and looking at your calendar, you're then going to be super organized when it comes to your marketing strategy and how you show up, because you know exactly what you're supposed to be selling. The fourth system and my suggestion for back-end organization are your finances. So if you aren't already, I highly recommend you use an up-leveled invoicing platform. I suggest Stripe. Yes, they take 3%, but will you miss it when you are balling out every single month? No. And what this does is it elevates your business because it is keeping track of your ins, your revenue, your gross and your net revenue. Now, on top of that, I also suggest Google Sheets. It's a popular form here. And what I do is I track all my in expenses. So every time I receive any kind of money from my clients, anything coming in towards my business, and then I track all of my outs. So all of my important outs. So that would be any Zoom subscriptions or subscription for my contract signing software, or for Kajabi, what I use for my product suite. And this is really important because at the end of the year, when you go to file your taxes, you're going to have everything laid out there. Plus, again, you're a business person, you should have all of these things tracked. The fifth system in your business is your content. Yes, so knowing exactly what messages you're speaking into, what platforms you're using, and how you're showing up. I personally use a content calendar or mapping strategy for this back-end tool, and I actually do this on my notes. Isn't it funny that a lot of these systems are quite simple, but it's really the way in which you use them that is important. Write that down. So I do use just a notes on my app, on my phone app, and on my laptop. And the way I do it is I sit the week before and I will map out the next week's content. I'll say, okay, on Monday I want to show up with this message. On Wednesday I want to show up with this reel. And Thursday, my YouTube mini training. And then I will, basically map out what I want to share, and then I will write my feed post normally at the beginning of the next week. So again, finding a tool that works for you so that you can lay out your content and know exactly how you're going to show up. Number 6 is your team. So for this system, right, really keeping track of your team, what projects they're working on, them time tracking as well. With my virtual assistants, shout out to Courtney and Claudia, we use Trello. Trello is really great because you can check off something once it's been done. I can go add things, I can add in due dates, so check that out. I know other coaches that also use Trello. Another great one for this that I've heard of is Airtable and Asana, so you can check out some of those suggestions. But the point of this really is just being very clear and knowing who is working on what and when those projects are going to be back to you, given back to you. Last but not least, the seventh system and my back-end organization suggestion are your clients. Of course, my goodness, you have to keep your actual clients organized, right? Knowing when they started, when they're done, their contracts, your communication with them. So I use Google Drive for organization of their contracts, their documentation, things like that. And then I also use my Google Sheets where I track all my leads, and then I track all my current clients. So I have a tab there for current clients, and it shows, when we started working together, what round of UCB or UCM they were in, or VIP. And then I also have other important information like their address, their email, things like that. And then another great way to keep them organized is also streamlining where I have my client conversations. So I have all my client conversations when we're in the same container on Slack, which is absolutely incredible. Check it out. I personally don't use like Facebook groups or anything. I find that Slack does pretty much the same thing, and it's just really, really easy to use. So there you have it. There are my suggestions to up-level your back-end business by focusing on these 7 key systems. Now, I already said this, but keep in mind, everything that I suggested was quite simple and basic, right? But it's really about understanding that A, that these 7 systems even exist in your business, and B, creating intention around how you keep these 7 systems organized. That's the difference, right? It's not like I'm sitting here giving you this like mind-blowing information, but it's these simple tweaks that can make a huge difference for you so that you can get to that 6-figure mark. So I hope you enjoyed this week's mini training. Until next week, happy living.